Right now, the Japanese government and the Chinese government are fighting with each other. This all heated up because Prime Minister Takaichi said, if China attacks Taiwan with military force, there is a high chance it will be a situation that threatens Japan's survival. In response to that comment, the Chinese Consul General in Osaka posted on X, saying, I'll cut off your dirty head. Of course, it seems that this post has been edited out and erased inside the mainland of China. If you want to know the full story, please watch this video. China got angry at Prime Minister Takaichi and said, stop interfering in our internal affairs. And then China's state-run media, China Daily, even published an interview with a scholar from Okinawa saying, Okinawa is not part of Japan. So now we have a crazy roast battle where they are answering Japan's interference with their own interference. Recently, Japan's Director General for Asian Affairs and China's Director General for Asian Affairs had their regular meeting in Beijing. After the meeting, Chinese media released photos of them walking together. In the photo, Chinese Liu-san is walking with his chest pushed out and both hands in his pockets. Next to him, Japanese Kanai-san is listening to the interpreter and looks like he is slightly bowing his head. It seems like the Chinese Director General wanted to intimidate Japan, but Japanese people on social media said, it looks like an old school Yankee. A Yankee in Japan means a teenager who acts and looks like a troublemaker, and when they grow up and look at their old yearbook photos, they always say, oh my god, why was I dressed so stupidly? And regret it. So this guy will probably look at this photo 20 years later when he's older and regret it too. By the way, people are also saying this Chinese official must have a 中二病. 中二病 means acting like a teenager who thinks they are special or are trying too hard to look cool, kind of like the leader of America. And on the Japanese internet, something called a secret US government strategy document is spreading. Of course, people say this is just a conspiracy theory, but in that document, it says America's real plan is to make Japan and China fighting like small wrestlers over Taiwan in the East China Sea. And the US will join as a referee. Then, when the fight becomes a total mess, the US will act as a mediator, and in return for stopping the match, the referee gets to decide how the prize money is divided. As you know, the East China Sea is believed to have a lot of energy sources, just like a certain country in Europe where a small match is happening right now. And if Japan really wants to fight a huge Chinese small wrestler, we have to buy a lot of protein from America and make our body bigger. Anyway, now some Japanese people believe that Japan has already been silently invaded by China. So today, I want to talk about why many Japanese people are being cautious about China. Please don't get me wrong. This video is not blaming Chinese people living in Japan. This video is blaming our Japanese politicians. And also, I'm a comedian, so please don't believe everything I say. And maybe it's not funny.
Meshida.
It is said many Japanese politicians fall for honey traps. They get seduced by beautiful women, lose control, and end up working for China. One current minister is known for being pro-China. They said even his private parts are now dyed red. Maybe because of underage girls. Who knows? Today, we have two guests. First, the member of the super patriotic Conservative Party of Japan, Mr. Ken Suzuki.
Hello, I'm Ken Suzuki. I'm a professional comedian. Japan! Ichiban!
Chinese comedian who does stand-up in the UK but is secretly working as a Chinese honey trap agent. Miss Blank.
Hello, I'm Blank.
Blank-san, are you the one behind the honey trap seducing me? No way. The women who work there look like sexy detectives, but you You are more like Detective Conan.
Ken-san, I don't do the honey chops. I run the honey chops. Relax. Losers like you are not even bait-worthy.
Anyway, Ken-san, what's the current situation with Japanese politicians' penis?
It's a crisis. The Chinese Communist Party is using Japanese politicians' penis like joysticks, controlling them perfectly. This is a silent invasion.
Blank-san, what are your thoughts?
Well, I think Ken-san is just jealous of those politicians. Poor Ken-san, no woman wanting. He just does the silent masturbation every night.
Hey, that's rude. It's Meshida-san who does silent masturbation every day.
Oh, that's true. Meshida-san's sex life is so quiet, even a Chinese agent could not detect it.
Blank-san, fuck you.
Even Detective Conan can't detect via sex life. Maybe lost forever.
Ken-san, shut the fuck up. Is it true that Japanese politicians caught in honey traps implement policies that favor Chinese people?
Yes,
Is that why so much Japanese land is being allowed to be bought by Chinese people?
yes, that's why Chinese people are buying up Japanese land. Some areas are basically Chinese now. We need to protect our politicians' penis, put passwords on them, lock them up.
Sorry, can I say something to Ken-san, please?
Go ahead.
Well, Ken-san's dick doesn't need a password. He should be a politician. No woman would put honey chops on him. Yeah, just one look, they will be like, oh no. Ken-san just have no value to seduce. Well, and nothing to grab anyway.
You know, my thing is called a magic wand. Blank-san, do you want to try? Your mind will go completely blank in the best way possible.
Oh, Ken-san, please stop waving that thing around. Your little lovely wand only casts Avada Kedavra on women. Yeah, just one glance, they all pass out.
Blank-san, fuck you.
Former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe once said that when he visited China, he refused the advances of Chinese women, and on the last day, a handsome young man appeared near his hotel room. Blank-san, why do you think that happened?
Maybe we honey chop agent thought he didn't seem interested in women, so we just switched to handsome young men.
Blank-san, Chinese honey trap agents are amateurs. They didn't even research his type beforehand.
Well, we indeed did a lot of research, but your former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, he is a tough guy. He resisted temptation and saved his dignity. Well, unlike the other Japanese politicians.
Oh my god, I'm ashamed of other Japanese politicians. This is a war on our dignity. Our pants are under attack.
Then, Ken-san, could you save your dignity if I come to your hotel room?
Blank-san, I'm not interested in children, unlike a priest.
Ken-san, that's really rude to Blank-san. She'll never grow up, just like Detective Conan.
Ken-san, Meshita-san, fuck you.
Thank you very much for watching this video. Now I'm organizing my solo stand-up comedy show and new comedy tour in Yoshiwara district. If you are interested in that, please check out the link below and don't forget to check out my Patreon page too.
Your Japanese shit is so weird.
Blank-san, since you are working as a honey trap agent, you must do a lot of research, right? If Ken-san visit Beijing, what kind of women would be there?
Oh, sorry, Ken-san. Your social credit is so low you cannot even enter Beijing.
Blank-san, are you fucking kidding me? Meshida-san, stop laughing. Anyway, Blank-san, how about Meshida-san? What kind of women would be there?
We will definitely put a tanga in front of his hotel room. We all know that is his favorite. But Meshita-san, you will be so popular among our honey trap girls. Yeah, we all know you are a premature ejaculator, so we can finish our job in 10 seconds.
Blanc-san, fuck you very much. Recently, the US government reportedly banned staff in China from dating Chinese nationals. Blanc-san, what do you think about this?
Well, I think that's quite fair, because we all know all the Chinese citizens, we all have the capability of sucking the nuclear code out of American cock and then spit on the table of the Communist Party. I mean, Americans, like, if your information is that easy to leak from your penis, I think the only reason is because you remove your firework like your foreskin. And that's why Ken-san has such a security. When his security code opens, it smells so bad all the women immediately disconnect.
Blanc-san, screw you!
Anyway, Ken-san, what do you think about this American rule? I mean, they banned their staff in China from dating Chinese nationals.
That's amazing. Japanese staff in China also have to follow these rules. USA! USA!
You know, if dating local Chinese is illegal, it will be such a good news for us. Once we date them, we can directly threaten them without having sex. Our honey trap girls don't need to sleep with unattractive, old, ugly politicians anymore, like the Ken-san.
I totally agree with you. Honey trap girls are working in terrible conditions. Their duty is to sleep with disgusting old men, like unattractive old Japanese politicians. I really feel sorry for them.
To be honest, some of our honey trap girls they have PTSD because most of the Japanese politicians they are all perverts. And they always ask them to do the weird things. And above all, they have to act professionally.
Blanc-san, I'd be happy to be their training partner to support their rehabilitation and return to work. My magic wand must be able to enchant them. I make those girls feel glad they are doing that job.
Ken-san, what are you talking about? Your broken magic wand has remained untouched for the last 30 years, or maybe since you were born.
Meshita-san, fuck you.
Blanc-san, I can help them.
Blanc-san, I think that's a good idea because his nickname is Ninja. He would come and be gone without her noticing. That might be suitable for rehabilitation.
Well, Ken-san, Meshita-san, just the feeling is more than enough. Even there's a payment, none of them would be willing to have sex with any of you.
Chinese bitch!
Ken-san, you are a fake patriot. You pretend to be a member of the super patriotic conservative party and volunteer to follow a honey trap. Shame on you!
Meshita-san, that's you. Shame on you.
Ken-san, Meshita-san, you guys are just like your politicians. Your patriotism is receding faster than your economy.
Blanc-san, you are a comedian, but your day job is working for honey trap agency, right? I realized you want to be a professional comedian like me, but you can't. That's why you are working for an agency. That's so pitiful. Blanc-san, you are just like Meshida-san. He can't make a living as a stand-up comedian, so he makes these stupid YouTube videos to earn some money. You guys are super amateurs.
Ken-san, fuck you. I'm a working comedian in UK. I'm totally different from Meshita-san. I would never made this kind of stupid YouTube video.
Blanc-san, fuck you. I know it's a lie. You are not working for the Chinese government because you are a comedian in the UK. If you return to China, your social score would be very low. Lower than Ken Suzuki-san.
Meshita-san, fuck you. I'm way better than the Ken Suzuki-san. He has been telling the same joke for 20 years. Yeah, he has impotence on both sex and comedy.
Blank-san, fuck you. My jokes are better than yours.
Okay, give us your joke.
China doesn't care about intellectual property rights. They always steal other countries' ideas. A long time ago, paper and printing were invented in China. That's why Chinese people still believe that they have the right to copy whatever they want.
Ken-san, where's your punchline?
Blank-san, his punchline is as small as his penis.
Blank-san, Meshida-san, shut the fuck up!
Okay, guys, okay, one more example. Like, if you steal one thing, your thief will despise you. But if you steal so many things from all over the world, your British Museum. So technically, we are not stealing your data. We are just protecting your data. We are free. You cannot keep it very well. So we save it all in Beijing. Visit anytime, okay? We still save it sorted. You're fucking welcome, okay?
Meshida. Recently, a lot of Japanese land has been bought by Chinese people. Not only tourist spots, but also places important for security reasons, like near our self-defense forces. In 1995, Prime Minister of China said, Japan may disappear in 40 years by 2035. It means Japan will become China's Japan. So today, we will report on what is happening with Japanese land.
Nowadays, a lot of Japanese land has been bought by Chinese people.
I have a lot of Chinese friends. They are nice and good people. I like them. So, it's no problem.
I understand that, but China has the National Defense Mobilization Law. So, if the Chinese Communist Party orders them to, they have to do as told, and all their personal property will belong to the Chinese Communist Party.
Really? So that means all the real estate would also become the Chinese Communist Party's land? For Chinese people, it's like having a Japanese wife. Most of their salary is taken.
Yes, but a Japanese wife takes it every month.
Ken-san, all Chinese people are just buying our land for their businesses. You take it too seriously. And before, the Chinese leader said, look back at our history. We built the Great Wall of China to defend our country. We Chinese don't have aggressive genes.
Meshida-san, if the Great Wall of China was only for defense, why is it located inland now instead of at the border?
They might relocate it.
Meshida-san, the Great Wall of China is a fortress. It's not your favorite Chinese restaurant, the Great Wall of China in Tokyo.
If the national defense mobilization is put into practice, will the Great Wall of China in Tokyo become part of the actual Great Wall?
No, it will become part of the front. In Japan, we don't have any laws restricting foreign people from buying Japanese land. So, foreigners can buy our land easily and legally.
Foreigners always regard the Japanese as very non-diverse. But listen, we Japanese allow foreigners to buy our land. We accept diversity.
Or China City. In China, their lands are all the Chinese Communist Party's property. So they can only rent the land and can never buy it. However, in Japan, they can buy and own land. Interest rates for loans are low, and it's easy to immigrate to Japan. That's why many rich Chinese people buy Japanese land.
As a result, nowadays, there are many Chinese restaurants in Japan.
The problem is that Many important places have been bought by Chinese people. For example, places important for security reasons, like near our self-defense forces, water sources, nuclear power plants, famous resort areas, and tourist spots. And it's very easy to start a dummy corporation in Japan. For some places, we don't know who has bought the land. That's why a lot more places are bought by Chinese people than we realize.
But it seems a serious problem that many tactically important places have been bought. As you already know, Japan is famous for spying, and Japan is called Spies Heaven. I'm afraid that a lot of our country's important information has definitely been stolen.
Unlike other developed countries, we don't have spying prevention laws. Our spying prevention laws are vetoed by undercover spies. Before, one of Russia's KGB's majors said, spies don't want to work in Japan because they have to work so hard. Japan is hell for us.
In Japan, there is so much information to gather. They can't even take holidays.
That's our Japanese government's strategy. The same as Japanese employees. They try to kill spies by overworking them.
Ken-san, I have a joke. A Japanese journalist who was researching death from overwork worked himself to death.
Meshida-san, that's not a joke. It actually happened in Japan.
Anyway, we don't have any laws that restrict foreigners from buying our lands.
In 2021, we finally made a land regulation law which restricts people from using land within 1 kilometer of important places. But this law only restricts the purpose of use. People can still buy it.
If they are going to make a law, why don't they go all the way and ban the sale of the land?
Because our constitution prohibits the government from restricting people's private rights. And when we made a deal with the WTO, America and the European countries made an exception for land being bought by foreigners. But our Japanese government didn't, because they were aiming to get investment from foreign capital.
But now we are facing a serious problem. Why don't our politicians change the law? Why do they pretend not to see these facts?
It's well known that many Japanese politicians changed to a pro-China stance after visiting Beijing. They are warmly welcomed and treated as special guests, and it's whispered that their wallets and dicks are dyed red.
Ken-san, I came up with a funny joke. If men want to be rich and make love to beautiful women, they always try to become a celebrity or a successful businessman. But that's wrong. The best way is to become a politician and visit China. All your dreams will come true.
Meshida-san, stop shooting this boring video and aim to be a politician.
Ken-san, don't be silly. Your katana is all rusty. Now, we are facing a crisis in our country's defenses. You shouldn't prioritize your desires over national interest. You are a horrible Japanese person. You are the same as our politicians.
In particular, the situation in Hokkaido is very serious.
I know that. For example, in the Niseko areas, known as a famous ski resort, more than 60% of the land is bought by Chinese money.
Not only Niseko, but also other famous resort areas have been bought by Chinese people. In Japan, we have a low birth rate and an aging society. and many young people move to the big city. So in the countryside, the population is increasing. The local government's financial situations are so bad that they sell their land to Chinese people to try and revitalize the area. Then, instead of revitalized, these kinds of areas have been Chinaized.
In the future, there will be many pandas in Hokkaido.
And their local food will become Peking duck. Furthermore, many water sources have been bought by Chinese money.
Hokkaido is known for its beautiful water, and as long as there is a water source, Chinese people could easily build their own city.
Then, if many Chinese immigrants move there, it will become the Hokkaido autonomous region. Meshida-san, why do you use that difficult word?
My comedian friend, Lai-chan, she's a QE girl, always check my script, and she changed a lot and used difficult words.
White bitch.
We will have extraterritorial places, not only on American military bases, but also all across the countryside.
And after making it an autonomous region, the Chinese Communist Party will create their own revisionist history books.
Then, by the time we notice, there will be more Chinese people than local Japanese. So, local Japanese people will be treated as gaijin or foreigners.
Oh my god, that's terrible. I couldn't endure it. I don't want to be a gaijin in Japan. People look at you weirdly. When you rent a house, you have to pay the gaijin tax. And you go to public bath, people look at your banana. It's awful.
Your banana gives them confidence.
Meshida-san, shut the fuck up.
Thank you very much for watching the Japan Report. If you really enjoy watching this video, please check out my Patreon page. I make special contents for only Patreon members. And Ken Suzuki has his own YouTube channel. Please subscribe to his channel.
I'm funny.
And I heard that many famous hot springs, for example, the Hakone area, have also been bought by Chinese money. And they try to bring in many Chinese guests. Ken-san, is it true?
Yes. In the future, Japanese hot springs will be Chinese people's heated swimming pools. Just so you know, if you come to Japan, you shouldn't actually swim in the hot springs.
Where else has been bought?
Many of Kyoto's traditional areas.
But I think it's very difficult for Chinese people to do business in Kyoto because people in Kyoto are famous for tatemae and hone, or the public facade versus their actual feelings. Even Japanese people cannot understand what they actually want. They always say things in a polite way. For example, if they say, "Would you like to have another cup of tea?" it actually means, "Get the fuck out."
Chinese people drink 5 more cups of tea and go back home happily.
But I think it's quite difficult to become familiar with the area and Kyoto's unique culture.
Chinese people are mentally tough. Instead of becoming familiar with the local culture, they create their own community.
I see. Then Kyoto will be a traditional Chinatown which has 4,000 years of history.
Recently, many Chinese middle-aged men come to Japan to visit sexual establishments and make love to Japanese women. Before, our sex establishments didn't accept foreigners, but nowadays, our economy is stagnant and people are poor, so many young men don't go to brothels. But on the other hand, many women work in the sex industry to earn money. So some sex establishments started accepting foreigners. Since China's GDP exceeds Japan's, many Chinese men come to Japan as a sex trip.
That's what our Japanese middle-aged men did in Thailand and the Philippines. Finally, Japan has lost power and become a sex trip destination. I am so sad.
Meshida-san, don't worry. On that point, our Japanese politicians still have power.
Why?
For them, China is a sex trip destination. And they don't even need to pay. In fact, they can receive money.
I see. Our Japanese politicians are trying to save face as Japanese, even at the risk of being secretly filmed in a sex tape. They are visiting China and doing business.
Hi, foreigners. Before the Japanese flag's red circle changes into a red star, please come and enjoy traveling around Japan.
Because in the future, some places might be prohibited to enter in Japan or China's Japan. We don't want to be like that. We love our country.
But many Japanese people take peace for granted and aren't taking this situation seriously. So, unfortunately, it may happen.
I'm afraid in the future, someone will find this video and report it to a Chinese agency, and we will be sent to an education camp.
Meshida-san,
中国万岁！
谁谁你来看我？
谢谢。
再见。
Meshida. Today's feature is about the Japanese, who are listed as endangered species, and there are only a few hundred of them left alive on the planet today. Once upon a time, there were over 100 million Japanese, but today there are only a few left. This is Ken Suzuki, a Japanese man who is currently being cared for next to a panda in a protected area of the Japanese Autonomous Region in China. It is said that the development of technology is the main reason why the Japanese population has become so phenomenally low and designated as an endangered species. Especially with the development of the VR world, life in the virtual world has become more important than in the real world, and many Japanese people have come to enjoy romance with anime characters in the virtual world rather than romance in the real world. Because of this, the population has drastically decreased. We asked Mr. Ken Suzuki, an endangered species of Japanese, about this.
リアルな人間は定期的にうんこをしたり、変なところに毛が生えていたり、朝口が臭かったり、突然不機嫌になったり、やっぱりバーチャルな女性の方がいいですね。
Also, the rapid decrease of the Japanese population. It is obvious that the Japanese population has become less sexually active.
キスをしたり、性交渉することはバクテリアの交換になりますからね。細菌を交換することになります。とても不衛生で 病気のリスクになります。とても不潔ですね。気持ち悪い。
In Japan, sex services other than penetration were permitted at brothels, which led to the development of a wide variety of play other than penetration and the image of penetration as an illegal act. This has led to the general public avoiding the act of penetration. When the Japanese population began to decline, many couples were still trying to have children, and it is said that those couples who were unable to have children were undergoing infertility treatment. However, according to data from doctors at the time, the most common cause of infertility among couples seeking infertility treatment was sexlessness. So, it can be said that from this time on, we were already on the road to extinction. In addition, fantasy-laden adult videos were mass-produced. The lack of proper sex education was also a major cause. Ken-san here also doesn't show any interest in sexual intercourse with women. The Chinese staff at the zoo are satisfying Ken's sexual desires by projecting images of a crowded train. Looking back at the past, we first saw a rapid increase in the number of middle-aged single men like Ken Suzuki in Japan. The rapid advance of women in society accelerated the isolation of low-income middle-aged men. The marriage rate had decreased dramatically as more women enter the workforce and earn as much or more than their male counterparts. A decade ago, before women's advancement into the workforce, marriage for women meant marrying a man with higher income than their own. Ascending marriages was a norm, and many men were the object of women's marriages. However, as women entered the workforce, the Japanese economy stagnated and the number of low-income men increased. The number of marriages had plummeted dramatically. Since women always tended to prefer men with higher income and education than themselves, there was no longer any demand for low-income men, and the more money women made, the less they had to marry, leading to a downward spiral. As a result, middle-aged low-income contract workers like Ken Suzuki were not in demand from women. They immersed themselves in a virtual world, dreaming of romance with beautiful women in their 20s. Men like Ken Suzuki have lived their lives being looked down upon by women and subjected to discriminatory words. They are afraid of real women and lock themselves in their rooms at the sight of women. In particular, he has a tremendous fear of white women who have encouraged women's social advancement in Japan and promoted feminism in Japan. The fear of white women is so great that the sight of a white woman causes a panic disorder.
White meat! White meat! White meat! White meat!
In order to prevent the extinction of the Japanese, the Chinese government is promoting a policy of protecting the Japanese in protected areas. Currently, it is possible to observe the Japanese in the protected areas. However, Japanese people tend to commit suicide as soon as they feel stressed. We are calling on all visitors to use caution in the protected areas. First, do not speak to them in Japanese. Japanese people think they have to praise foreigners when they speak Japanese, saying, your Japanese is very good. They feel much stress because they have to lie. Also, if you try to speak to them in English, they will run away and say, I don't speak English. The best thing to do is to not talk to them. Don't say anything, just point the camera at them. They will be happy to give you a smile when you point the camera at them. In addition, Japanese people are generally confined to their rooms all day long. The only time they go outside is when they eat. Even if you are lucky enough to talk to a Japanese person, be careful not to look them in the eye. Japanese people are not good with eye contact. The most important thing to keep in mind is Japanese tatemae. Japanese people are always considerate of the other person. Even if they want to end the conversation with you and go back to their room, it's very difficult for them to say this. If a Japanese person compliments your watch in the middle of our conversation, it means it's time to go home. Please help us prevent the extinction of the endangered Japanese people. Thank you very much.
Meshida-san, shut the fuck up!
Thank you very much for watching this video. Now I organize my solo stand-up comedy show and comedy tour in the Red Light District. If you are interested in that, please check out the link below. And I have my Patreon, so please check out my Patreon too. So see you in Tokyo.